And there's a specific order concerning how God sees sin, how God sees people.
Yeah.
As in, this is my child. Yes, they have committed sin, but I still love them, and my son died for them.
Right.
But what they're doing is wrong, and I will love them through it, but what they're doing is wrong.
Right.
Man, what's going on? It's your boy Coleco,
And it's Elijah Winston.
and this is the Impact Podcast, where we inspire and motivate using practical and Christ-like techniques.
So make sure you sit back, relax,
Maybe even grab some snacks
and enjoy the podcast.
Facts.
God has the power to force us to worship him, to pray to him, to read the Bible, right? All these different things concerning glorifying him. But he doesn't want that. Why would he? When he could get it genuinely and passionately from choice. Because if I have the option to choose and I still choose, even though it might be inconvenient or it's not popular, I still choose to glorify God. That's more valuable to him.
Yeah.
It's more honorable. It's more loving.
It's kind of like if you got a girl and, you know what I'm saying, just out of the blue, she texts you like, hey, what's up? Just wanted to check on you. You're like, you want to take your time out to check on me?
Yeah.
What's
That
up?
feeling is because she went out of her way just to check on you.
And y'all
And
ain't say
you
nothing.
most likely gonna be good. Like, it's not like, you know, it would suck to be like, hey, I just want to check on you. Hey, I just crashed off the road. My leg is broken. It's usually not going to be that circumstance.
Yeah.
But, and they know it's probably going to, yeah, you are most likely good. But the fact that they're willing to go out of their way and check,
Oh, yeah.
that means a lot. That's genuine, you know? Or hopefully there's not no manipulation or something behind it. But usually.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, we're all still human and some of us have ulterior motives.
How you doing? Can I borrow $20? Also, you had a good day? Like,
But yeah, that feeling of, you know, out of the blue, just a random text from, you know, your girl or from somebody who cares about you. Hey, I've just been thinking about you. I'm praying about you. Or hey, I'm thinking about you. How you doing? You know, how's school? All those type of things. First of all, it matters and it's important. And second, what it does is it opens the door for, hey, thanks for checking on me. You know, I am kind of struggling today.
it does
You know?
open the door for that.
Because I'm gonna let you know, it is hard. You have to get comfortable to go to somebody out of your way
Wow.
and say, hey, I'm having a bad day. I need you to pray for me. Or hey, I'm having a bad day. I need someone to talk to. So make it easier on them. You know, it's easy for when Colin or my dad or a teacher or someone, you know, they come to me and like, hey, you know, how you doing?
Yeah.
Seriously, how you doing?
Right.
Or usually, because I wear my emotion on my face and my body, like when I'm ticked off or something, or I'm sad or something, usually, people will ask me. It took a minute for me to actually be honest in saying how I'm feeling. That's something I had to work on, because at the beginning, people would ask me, and it was obvious I was salty, and they would ask me, "How are you doing? You look a little mad." And I'd be like, "I'm good." And then they'd come back to me. They're persistent, thank gosh, and they'll come back and be like, "Hey, yo, you were a little salty a few days ago. Were you good?" And I tell them why. But now, thank God, I'm at a point where someone can ask me, "Hey, like, are you good?" And I can be like, "Hey, I'm actually not." Or there'll be some times where you'll check on me and I look good. I'm feeling good. I'm having a great day.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll be like, hey, actually there has been something on my mind for real.
Right.
And I need to talk about it, or I need to handle it.
Right.
This, and that. Or I need prayer in this subject. So you honestly asking how was your day or how are you doing, you don't know how much of a blessing
Yeah.
those 4 words, how was your day or how are you doing, you do not understand how much of a blessing those could be to someone. And how, honestly, for real, it might save someone's life.
It might.
It might, bro.
And if it doesn't save someone's life, it'll make it better.
That's for sure.
If you're genuine about actually listening.
Yeah, gotta be genuine though.
If it because in the South, bro, it's normal to greet someone being like, "Hey, how you doing? Good. How about you? Doing good."
Yep.
But if somebody like if out the blue somebody was like, "Hey, how you doing? Struggling." Throw your whole be like,
your
"Wait,
whole
what?"
train off the rails.
I wasn't even expecting that, you know?
Just going through the motions.
Yeah. I got two things to say. First one, I think as you were talking about, it makes it easier for people to come to you when they know you really care. And so for us, we have to, in order for us to cast our cares on God, and in order for us to trust him and depend on him, you know what I mean? We have to dig into him to know that he cares. We have to read our word and know what he says about us. You know, cast your cares on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Jesus said. You feel me? Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, make your request known to God, and the peace that passes all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. He's telling you, bring your anxieties to God, and we'll give you peace that nobody else will understand. So you have to really like get in your word, really get intimate with God to know that you can depend on him to tell him how your day went and stuff like that. That's a spiritual thing. Other thing do you have anything to say?
No, that's good. That's good. I like it. That's good.
Other thing I was going to say, I actually had an experience with what you were talking about as far as just talking to other people about that. I was walking in from my job into school, and I crossed paths with someone that I knew. I mean, I knew his name, but, you know, we didn't, like, talk for real. But I was just like, yo, bro, I dapped him up. I'm like, man, how you doing, bro? And he just opened up. He was like, yo, bro, right now I'm not doing the best. I just got news that yada, 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 and I'm about to graduate, so I need to get this done. And I didn't even know that this was a thing. And I was like, oh, man, you know. And in my response, I can't do anything to, you know, assist him as far as, like, because he had some work he needed to do.
Yeah.
I can't do the work for him.
For sure.
But what I was there to do is I was just there to give him comfort, bro.
Yep.
I already know you got this. You feel me? You done got this far. You know, you're about to graduate. Bro, put in that extra work, put in a little extra grind.
That's
he was
good.
like, I already did so much to get to the place I'm at. And I was like, you got only this much more compared to all of the stuff you've already done. I was like, you got it, bro. I was like, I believe in you. I truly do. And I did believe in him. I was like, bro, I believe in you. I know you can do this. You got it, bro. And I was like, let me know how it goes. For real, I'm serious. And he was like, yeah. And so we dapped up. And so 2 or 3 days goes by. I'm walking back into the school again, and I see him. And he's holding his graduation cap and gown. And he was like, I did it, bro. And I just celebrated with him. Because I was like, yo, you did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got your stuff done. He was like, it's a long time coming, bro. But even just that little interaction, my bad. That little interaction shows how much, even though I didn't really contribute anything to his actual problem, just being there.
You gave him that comfort that he needed.
Yeah.
And that, I was about to say security, but
just reassurance.
Yeah, that I can do this.
Yeah.
Those 4 words of how you doing.
Yeah.
And you talking about it and being like, hey, for real, I don't know who else doesn't believe in you, but I do.
Yeah.
You got it. And that got him the cap and gown.
Yeah. And actually taking my time out of my day to listen to him as well.
That's good.
You know, not just saying, how you doing? Oh, I gotta, you know, okay, all right.
Yeah, and then walking off.
Right.
Sincerely being genuine about his day.
Yeah.
Or how he's doing.
Because everyone wants, and as Christ followers, we need to be like Christ. If I can go to Jesus about anything and he's intent to listen to me, you know, I have to be a reflection to the people who are not saved of Jesus. So, you know, being generous, being willing to listen, even if you can't fix the situation. And then eventually they'll look at you and be like, man, the way you live your life, like, what is your anchor? You know what I'm saying? What do you depend on? You know, I was reading a book and it says it's not about what we say. We don't preach to people who aren't saved. It's about the way we live. Live a life that demands an explanation.
Ooh.
That was what it said. I was like,
Ooh. Ooh, that's heat. Oh my God. Live a life that demands an explanation. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's gas. That's gas.
Hold on. Yup.
That's gas. That's gas. That's gas.
Yeah,
Live
bro.
a life that demands an
An explanation.
That's good.
Yeah.
That spoke to me. That's good.
Yeah. And like we're talking about just being genuine, is the first step. It goes back to what we talked about yesterday, talking about just being yourself. And when people see how you operate and how sociable and, oh man, this dude is always nice. And every time I see him, he got a smile on his face and he always happy. And people might hate on you for it too, though. But
Those people who hated Jesus too. And he ain't do nothing wrong. So, but he didn't let those haters stop him from being who he was called to be.
because he wasn't, let me say this the right way.
Okay.
Jesus did not come to earth to appease the haters. The reason Jesus came is because all of the people he did save, and there were haters. But Jesus did not come on the earth, and he didn't come to earth to please everybody.
Well, he didn't come to the earth to appease the haters, but he came to save everyone, including the haters, even if they weren't appeased.
The haters are the one that put him on the cross.
Facts. But he still died for them, though.
Bro.
Regardless.
The generosity of Jesus Christ.
The genuine generosity of Jesus Christ.
Why you have an Australia
Sorry.
of Jesus Christ?
Sorry, I had to hit him with that cross. You feel me? Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And we need to have that type of love, that type of genuineness.
Yep.
Where, yeah, we got haters. We do. As in, like, us as Christians, we got haters.
Right.
Or Christians as a whole, we're going to have haters. But still, period. But still,
period.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the reason we have haters is because as a collective body of Christians, nobody's going to be perfect, right? And I think maybe sometimes you being genuine will affect the haters in a way that will make them not hate Christians anymore. Because Christians a lot of times, man, we could be hypocritical, you know what I'm saying? Like, Christianity as a whole does not have a great image, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are good people, but there's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of scandalousness, just like the rest of the world.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck. Like, we only ones with problems? No. But we have a lot of them, and because of who we represent, it gives people a weird view, because it's like, oh, God is love, but
you ain't representing love right now.
You're not
part of
I don't feel the love.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think, especially with the LGBTQIA plus community, people who identify as something else, or people who are homosexual, the way that we go about it makes them not like Christianity, because we're steady preaching to folks instead of living our lives that demand the explanation. You know what I mean? God doesn't like homosexuality, and you're homosexual, so God doesn't like you.
And you're going to hell.
When did God say that?
Yeah, no, gang.
Right, because God also doesn't like heterosexual sexual sin.
Ooh.
Either.
And all sin is the same in the eyes of God. So literally, if you put a homosexual, right, and then someone who has committed sexual sin who is heterosexual.
Correct.
Both of them are sinners. And
Correct.
without Jesus Christ, both of y'all will be going to hell. There ain't no levels of hell, like, for different types of sin.
I think some of it can be that we need humility too. Christians need to understand that Jesus saved us just like he can save the people that we scoff at sometimes, and the fact that because that's where I was getting to. That was my point. The fact that we show love because Jesus showed love can make someone who is homosexual and doesn't like Christians be like, I really like Colin though. He's just a nice person. You know what I'm saying? So Elijah's really cool though. Like, I mean, I know he's a Christian, but something about
He's genuinely a cool person.
yeah. Something about the vibe he give off.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, and then that could give hope. You know, all Christians ain't like what you've seen. There are some, me as a Christian, there are some other Christians that I don't agree with about how they
That's true.
go about doing the things that they do. You know,
True.
Everybody want to be blunt. You feel me? This is what Jesus says, and frick you. But it's like, so even me as a Christian, there's some that I don't agree with how they go about it. No one's the same. Everybody got different imperfections. Everybody got imperfections. So us being genuine and showing that love makes all the difference.
I'm gonna give this point on like how we should be concerning, you know, evangelizing or letting someone know, hey, you're doing wrong, or
Right.
God doesn't agree with this. Like,
Touch on it a little bit.
I saw this Instagram reel that is giving the difference. Okay, that's giving the difference between being nice and being kind. Nice is like, you know, you not pampering, but like you doing things because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Oh, wow.
You know? Or, you know, hey, you're all good. Nothing's wrong with what you're doing. Jesus wasn't nice.
He wasn't.
He was kind though. He was kind. He didn't disrespect you, but he told you, hey, that's wrong. I love you though, but like that's not okay.
Right.
Or, you know, he was kind.
Right.
He was not nice, and he wasn't a butthole.
Wow.
He wasn't rude.
My apologies.
You good, brother.
I gotta get rid of that.
But he was kind in everything he did.
Yeah.
And that's what we're called to be. We are called to be kind. We are called to be kind, but we're not called to be, you know, rude. We're
Yeah.
not called to be disrespectful. We're not called to look down on people. We're not called to be too nice or too, you know, wishy-washy concerning, you know, this sin's okay, but this sin's not.
Yeah.
Nah, man. No. There's a way and there's a specific order concerning how God sees sin, how God sees people.
Yeah.
As in, this is my child. Yes, they have committed sin, but I still love them, and my son died for them.
Right.
But what they're doing is wrong, and I will love them through it, but what they're doing is wrong.
Right. Right.
Jesus is kind. He was not nice. He was kind, though, and he was genuine. He was genuinely kind. Being called to be kind and being called to be like Christ, it might hurt someone's feeling. It might. But you can't control that. Like, the thing that you can control is if you're respectful. Does it make sense?
And I think too, if I'm truly kind, right, or if I truly care for the well-being of you, sometimes I look farther than where you're at right now, and it might offend where you're at right now, but your future, like imagine our parents.
I was about to say something about that.
Bro,
Yeah, go on with
when
it.
we
I like
were
that.
when we were kids, and you know what I'm saying, they got onto us for, I don't know, just kid stuff that you do.
Yeah.
Watching TV for too long to be like, hey, you know, you should probably go out, you know what I'm saying, hey, you need to back up from the TV like you too close, or you need to spend, it's time for you to get off the TV now, it's time for you to go to sleep. But mom, why would you do that? Let me watch my episodes. You don't care about me. You don't blah, blah. And parents just take it. Like one thing I know about my dad, because I've done it, he just kind of takes it. He's like, okay. And then like when I look back 6 months from then, I'd be like, he'd be like, remember that time where you really didn't want to turn off the TV and go to sleep? And I'd be like, facts. So he was really kind to my future self because he cared about my well-being.
Yeah. And like I'm thinking like with that example of like like for example, I'm gonna just use this example for me. Like when my issue concerning growing up during school was I talked too much. I was not disrespectful. I wasn't, messing up or tearing up things or nothing. I like to talk. I like to conversate. I like to talk to people. But sometimes I would do that when I'm not supposed to, like if the teacher was teaching. Like I would talk to my neighbor, cut up. And, of course, my laugh is so freaking obnoxious, so I can't hide it. So if I'm laughing, it's obvious that I was talking or joking with someone. Yeah. So with that, my parents, they would discipline me by grounding me or something. And my parents have told me, like, they don't like disciplining their kids. Like, most parents, I don't want to say like all parents, because some parents do just honestly genuinely suck. But I would assume most parents don't want to discipline their kids. Right. But they have to not be nice, because if they're nice, they would not discipline, be like, oh, I'm going to cater to your feelings, so I know it's going to hurt you now.
Or not punish them.
Yeah, or I'm not going to punish because I know you're not going to like it. Right. But they're kind in the fact that, this punishment's going to suck, but in the future, this is going to develop you to the person you need to be concerning functioning in society or doing what you need to do on what you're called to be. Right. So that's what God is called, or that's what God does. He's a kind God, but he's not a catering God, or like, I'm going to do what I feel, or I'm going to do what you feel is best for you instead of what I feel is best for you. Right. So God might give us a punishment, or he might put us through a storm, or he might do things concerning in our lives that we don't even see, or it's painful than a mug, but God sees it's going to develop us to who we're called to be, and it's going to be for the betterment of us in the future. Yeah. That's a kind God, and I'd rather have a kind God than a catering nice God. Because if it's a catering and nice God, I'm going to get everything that I want now, but I'm not going to get what I need later. Yeah. Oh. Jesus Christ.